monitored. And we have a visitor with us today, Kathy. So we should go around and introduce ourselves in case there's people that Kathy doesn't know and you don't know Kathy. So
I'm Ann Vandersloot. I'm the secretary of the Council on Aging.
Peg Noguera, I'm the co-chair.
Earl Perlman, the other co-chair.
Carolyn Ross, I'm the president of the Friends of Mendon Elders.
Susan Edmondson, I'm the vice president of the Friends of Mendon Elders and the liaison to the Council on Aging.
I'm Kathy Hunt.
Hi Kathy, I'm Donna Sun. I'm also a member of the COA.
Simply member of COA.
Okay, well, welcome all of you. I've already told you you're being recorded, so we have to do that. You all got the secretary's report because Ann is fabulous about that. She gets it out the same day, and so you would have gotten it in July. But you want to take a few minutes just to peruse through it. I'll give you those couple minutes. As you can all see, we had a very productive meeting in July. Had quite a few pages of notes. Does anybody have any questions on the notes or anything that they want to ask Ann? They seemed fine to me. I looked at them when I got them the first day. Yeah, and we always say thank you very much because we know how much work it is. May I have a motion, please, to accept the secretary's report as written?
Motion that accept the COA meeting minutes July 10th, 2024.
Thank you. May I have a second? Donna? Okay. All in favor? Aye. We don't have anybody remote, so we don't have to do a roll. All right. Next would be, yes.
If I could we've got 3 months that we're looking at.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit cumbersome.
No problem.
June 2024, what happens is our fiscal year ends 30. However, any bills that come in late in the month, we have to like July, say 8th to do them. So when I gave you a report back in July for June, it didn't encompass all, the accounting system didn't encompass all the bills. So now it's to the best of our ability, these are the final balances, the COA accounts, gift account. And if you turn the page, this next one, I've got 2 things circles on the next page. See that? So what that shows is how much money we gave back for, because we didn't use all of the staff money, the wages, because we were between, Melissa had left and we started. So we gave back $2,873.36 in the wages.
Right. I want to be sure that we make the point so that everybody who's watching or everybody who wasn't watching, that we are returning money to the town.
It's already gone back.
It's gone back to the town, $2,873.36.
So then follow it down from our expense line item. Our expense money for the year last fiscal year was $16,050. We gave back $123.02.
Okay, good.
So that technically, not technically, that sort of closes out 2024. However, the town still hasn't finalized all of their reports for 2024. So when I went in to do July and August report, I had no starting balances because they haven't finalized them to transfer them over. He said it should be happening soon. He gave me some numbers I could work with and they jived with ours. So if you come to the next report for July, it will show you, we did have an expense from the gift account. Did everybody realize it's tradition that the gift account pays for the cookout? Always has, it's, I've been here 17 years, and the gift account has always paid for the cookout. So we had some general expenses, probably paper goods and such for $49.46. That was in for no donations to the gift account for the month of July. And then for the food pantry, we had $100 donation down below. And then expenses, I bought stock for $102.57, which is usually, if I'm at the supermarket and a huge jug of laundry soap is $6.99.
Right.
And I buy them. And I am able to get reimbursed. Or if I go to BJ's to buy something for myself and I see that, and I know Ian says we're low on XYZ, you can buy things in both there, just you don't have a charge card. I don't think they exist for BJ's.
Yeah.
So the only way to do it is if someone gives us either a gift card or if we buy, get reimbursed. So, so yeah, so we have, we've, those ending balances, excuse me, those beginning balances jived with the town accountant's report. Again, it's not, the closeout of FY 24 isn't official yet, but those numbers, the starting balance of the gift account, starting balance of the food pantry, were target. Okay. But that was not that much. So say I was out and about and I saw the nice big plates or the table covers.
That wasn't for the whole.
No, the next month, you'll see the next month. And then I've got a comparison from this year and last year, so. Yeah, but no, that's a good question.
Yeah. We're doing our fingers.
Okay, so then go to flip over 2 pages to August, and I'm calling it a draft again, until I get a word from the accountant that these are the new numbers for FY 25. I'm still saying it's a draft. So for the gift account, that month we had $100 donation for a medical loan, someone that desperately needed, whether it was a commode, a walker, a wheelchair. They gave us, and I try to tell people it's not necessary.
Right.
They gave it anyway. And I also wanted just to show you, there was a thank you note from a family that lost their loved one.
Oh.
They brought us and thanked us for helping them, which was an adorable note.
That's what we're here. We're here to help
Yep.
people in the community.
Different person. But then that's where, when you look down below, we've got our market basket, cookout expense,
I see.
383.37. And then you add that with a prior expense from July, so the total expenses were 432.83. And last year it was 386. There was a difference of 46.72.
Whoa, food is a lot more
It-
expensive
It's more
now.
expensive, but I'll tell you, after going through this year, I'm gonna cut out the extra watermelon. We found. we only needed one
yeah.
watermelon. Unless we add more people, but we only need one watermelon. I bought more than enough potato salad, not accounting for smaller appetites. But I think we were spot on with the hot dogs, hamburgers and bowls. We had very little less this year. So I think those are pretty true numbers. Probably, say it's $400 for us to put on the cookout.
Did we have more people this year or less?
We're about the same as
Oh,
last year.
okay.
I think last year we definitely limited it to 35, but then we had all the volunteers. This year we were a little bit more open-ended, but we ended up with about 35, I think, 35, 40, but then all the volunteers.
Yeah.
So,
And I want to point out Kathy was one of the runners. Earl and I were cooking and Kathy was bringing them in and out and in and out. So we appreciate that.
somebody the other day referred to the young people that were running.
Yes. See?
So that was that. And then when you look down at the food pantry, we had 2 private donations in August totaling $350. And our expenses for the food pantry they kind of ebb and flow. So one month we might, and they also they have to catch up with us. When we order things for the food pantry, say from WB Mason, it may take another month to get the bill. So, and I stocked up when I was going away on vacation, I stocked up on paper goods so that the volunteer
Yeah.
staff could do what they needed to do. So
We go through them fast though, because now we're already out of paper towels
I
already.
bought five cases worth of,
Mm.
we are down to be one left.
Just one,
The
yeah.
paper towels are gone, the tissues are almost gone, so
Mhm.
total expenses for the month of August that were paid in August were $1,212.26. And that kept us going for probably actually 3 months, but now it's time to stock up again on the paper goods, so. No, we're, and like I said, once the account is, they certified, they have to certify FY 24's numbers, is that what it is?
That sounds right.
So, because what happens when I went into, what we have, the accounting system is called Springbrook, when I went into Springbrook, everything is zero, all my
Oh.
beginning balance is zero, like, going, okay, how do I put a report together? So I reached out to Sean with the accounting.
Good,
today.
good.
He supplied me with what I needed for tentative, is what I'm calling it, and, yeah, well, next month it should be fine. So we're in good shape, I think this month our working budget is a little bit more, on very last page of the treasurer's report, our working budget this year is now 18,200, almost 2,000 more. And the bulk of that honestly is for contract services for the building, for the van, any repairs. We have septic, we have, repairs, we had repairs of the lights, we have the, one thing we had was sewage cuts control coming out. Actually, this is the second or third year in a row they've come out to treat. I'm calling them red wasps, but what they call them are cicada killers. They're little guys that they burrow underground. They're really not a huge threat to people unless you get into their nests, but their nests are at where the milkweed is.
Was that, oh,
And they
really?
like the milkweed.
Oh,
And so Dewey Pest for $3.95, they came out 3 consecutive weeks, and this is a safe material that they're using. And they come out 3 weeks in a row to treat the new tree. So hopefully we're all set this year. It may be back next year, I don't know, but
oh, were they coming out of the ground? That's how you noticed them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and they were scaring people, people that
Yeah.
were going into the garage, and
yeah.
people that were working in the garden, so. But yeah, so that's kind of one area that, contract services for the van, well, I shouldn't even, the van has its own line, but mostly for the building, repairs, things like that, this increase, so.
If we find out that it is the milkweed that they like, we should move that. We should move it.
And I'm just supposing, just because Ann mentioned. we
Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
there. We
Well,
also
maybe
have-
the Dewey Pest guy could
The
talk.
only reason we kept the milkweed was because of the monarch
Oh,
butterfly.
of course,
And we
absolutely.
were trying to contain it just to that end, but it is starting to spread. So you
Yes.
tell, you can tell them it's okay to pull some of it out. We don't want it to take over the whole garden.
That's-
He didn't take the month.
Well, from having a meeting.
Yes, yes.
We are in good shape. We have a little bit more money to kind of take care of our building and facility and,
All right. This is for Ann's benefit, and maybe one of you can explain, either Amy or Elena. When she does her report now, she has to put what kind of attachments were given.
Oh, right. So for the minutes. Yes, yes,
Okay,
I tried to explain it to her.
Yeah.
Jeremy was telling me a little bit last night.
yes.
In other words, like our agenda, does that count as a document?
Yes. So it would just be listed it can be just listed at
At
the
the
bottom
end.
of the minutes, just what, what.
So
which
she
they
would
were.
she would list the agenda, she would list
Right.
the minutes,
And
secretaries.
most likely it will be sort of in the narrative of the minutes also, but this is just to formalize it, to have that list at the end,
okay.
to be
Yeah.
very careful.
Because I just found out about that too, when I
Right.
sent out his
Right.
email on it. All right.
Part of
You okay
the
with that
Yeah.
now?
open meeting laws in Massachusetts about minutes. So.
Oh, wait, I just wanted to
Thank you. No,
clarify.
I
And you
appreciate that.
listed
Thank you.
at the end after you've put, I usually end off, it goes next meeting adjourned, next meeting, respectfully
attachments.
submitted by
Then
me.
you
And
do
then,
attachments.
attachments, okay.
And
Okay.
that's what Jeremy told
Yes.
me last night.
Yes.
Okay.
All these new things we have to do, huh?
I
Old
know.
dog, new tricks.
Well, it's just gonna make more paper,
I know.
another tree. Wasting another tree.
Anyway, may I have a motion to accept Amy's treasurer's reports for the months? Diane says yes. Second,
Yes, second.
Carol says second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay, Amy, director's report. You want us to disperse? Yeah.
Sure. I gotta have a brief one. I already told about the Dewey Pass poll.
Yeah.
Okay. The van door, the van, the door, the passengers entered the vehicle, we were having trouble with the doors not opening, so we wanted to, balance. I've not seen, sometimes they do things for us pro bono. Haven't seen a bill. I did call them before I went on vacation and no bill has emerged. It may have been just a really easy fix.
Uh-oh, problem opening the door.
The doors, so.
Of the bed. Oh, to let, yeah.
The button, there's a button for the driver and the doors just weren't budging, so.
Yeah, that's a safety issue.
Yeah, this is a safety issue. I have contacted, Phil Black was my contact last year with the Scouts. He's not the coordinator of the food drive for the food pantry, but I have contacted him. He was going to be actually the coordinator of the Scout leader. They haven't gotten back to me. That was 2 weeks ago. I emailed them.
Is that a November thing?
Yeah, but I still, in order to do advertising and stuff,
Right.
we need to start now.
Amy, do we ever ask them for paper goods or is it strictly canned goods?
No, we do, but Ian can tell you, the one thing about paper goods is we then have to open packages.
Oh, and reseal them.
wrap things. So we would prefer to.
Buy them
things
yourself?
ourselves and
Yeah.
get things wrapped.
Okay,
But if we get them, we deal with it. Like for
Yeah.
example, if we get a 6-pack of toilet paper, I give it to a family.
Right, if you
know,
get it,
not tear it apart.
yeah, if we get an 8-pack, then you can do 4 and 4, you know.
Not too worried about paper towels. They, yeah. So.
Yeah.
We ordered them too. So, that seems to be on track. The building, people have started using it. We had the Cub Scout leaders there last night, a week before we had the Boy Scout leaders, so they're starting to meet. Carolyn, and the Girl Scouts started back this Monday. They're thinking about baskets, just to let you know. Girl Scouts actually, they had everybody coming in with something for their basket. Well, I'm not telling you what it is. They're doing pet lovers, it's the dog lovers basket.
oh, cute.
Everybody brought in something pertaining to dogs, so. Really cute. So the building is starting to get used again, and I talked to you a little bit about durable medical equipment. I've had a lot of calls. I expressed my frustration to Earl and Peggy yesterday because we've got people from other towns calling us for services for people that are going to be homeless, but mostly for equipment. And so I would kind of trace some things back yesterday because I was getting calls from the Board of Health, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. But the Board of Health call happened to be from the regional Board of Health, and they've helped us out in a tight situations. And so we really feel it's important to reciprocate. They help people in Mendon, but they also have, like, I think it's five or six other towns that they help. So we're happy to work with them. The other calls were coming from a lot of folks in Oakdale. And what I found out yesterday was people call the Oakdale Senior Center, and Oakdale we work with, we collaborate. They're good to us. They allow our seniors to, no questions asked, use the tax preparation system. And so I want to have a good relationship with them. But when we get these calls, what I found out what happens is they're going to call someone looking for equipment. They give them two choices: Milford Senior Center or Mendon Senior Center. I was just like, they don't qualify who it is that's calling. We do, because we want to know where our equipment goes, especially if it's a wheelchair. So I was feeling a lot of frustration, just like it's just one more. I mean, on Sunday sometimes.
I know you
got
do.
to
I
call
see.
somebody, it was urgent, they needed a wheelchair.
You were
They
giving out medical equipment
They
last
were
Sunday.
from Northbridge, well, you had stopped that day. And I couldn't say no because her husband, she had a wheelchair on order. Her husband was coming home, he was starting physical therapy, and it was a stroke situation. Right, I have it down, but it's like, do we want to be a revolving door for other towns? It's frustrating.
And doesn't the Northbridge Senior Center have?
A lot of centers don't.
They
I think
don't?
It sounds like. I don't know,
Takes up a lot of space in the buildings.
but it's a really awesome service.
Oh, I
The
agree.
Seniors that are having. From the pandemic forward, we have people with cognitive deficiency that can come to us if they need, return it after 6 weeks,
Yeah.
whatever. But I wanted to make you aware of that. Again, Janet and I find it frustrating because we have to leave our offices, go downstairs and people are patient sometimes. But it is a good service. It is a good service.
It's almost like when they call, let's say they call Hopedale. They should tell them that, yes, Mendon has it and Milford has it. These are the hours that the center is open, like Monday through Thursday. I know you came down on I think it was a Saturday that you came down and helped them and it was a good thing to do, but you shouldn't have to come back to the center on a Saturday to do it. They should tell them up front, get a hold of Amy Monday through Thursday or get a hold of Milford from Monday through Friday if they're open every day. You did the right
I think
thing,
it
but
was an emergency situation.
It was.
You know, so that doesn't usually happen on the weekend. So, okay, MCOA conference is coming up and some of you, MCOA is a very expensive conference.
don't tell them it's in
$200
Dan's.
a day. I know when I've taken the bulk of you over to the small and rural
Right.
conference, which is very similar. That went up from $10 to $30 a day with all those meals, the small and
Ooh.
rural. They didn't offer the small and rural this year, but I haven't even looked through the offering. It didn't come out till I just printed it out yesterday. Of all the workshops. We have $1,000 set aside in our education budget, and that's training. That's really for Janet, myself, for training, but there's been some years we have been able to allow, you know, Earl has gone, Kevin has gone. When there were subjects that were pertinent and they were building the building, we went to see the architect. So I just want to make you aware, it's coming up, it's in October. I'm probably gonna go to 1 or 2 days.
What are the
Since
dates?
it's back in Falmouth.
Oh, I said it.
What date?
Oh, I'm sorry, October 23rd through October 27th.
25?
Yeah.
25?
Yeah, the 25th is a half day, usually it's only $160. The other days are $200.
Not me.
Wow.
What I do for this particular conference, I usually, if I go, I just stay with friends down in Falmouth. Save on, the hotel there. So yeah, I wanted to make you aware it's coming. If you want to look and see what's happening, feel it's imperative that somebody from the COA go. Let me know. The other thing is, sometimes COAs can help out by, you guys have been there, you two have been there, by going to a workshop and taking all the sheets that people have to evaluate. And so COA members can sit at a welcome table and then thereby get a day free. So that's a possibility too. I've never signed on for that, but I could investigate to see if that's an option. If people really wanted to go, but again, don't know what the offers are. It's a good opportunity for the center and myself to learn about the workshops. It's a good opportunity for us to, meet up with other senior centers and find out what they're doing. Janet to meet with her, counterparts. And also, I forget the speaker. Not familiar with it. It's not on this page, but anyway, so that's coming up. I'll let you know if and when I am going. I will probably go for at least 1, if not 2 days. I'll stay on site. That. And then, 2 things, senior citizen day, we'll come to that, in this later. PM, our evening yoga, our exercise classes are going well. They were kind of a lull for the summer. They're filling back up for the fall. So we're doing a combination. We're doing 2 chair classes, Tuesday, Thursdays. We're doing Qigong on Wednesdays. We tried mat yoga this summer with limited success. I think we had 3 people. So we had 4 people sign up, but 1 had to cancel. So it's just, we're paying an instructor $50 to $60. And we're only having 2 people. It's just, I don't feel it's worth it to use our grant funding or the Friends grant funding. So now I've been asked to consider evening yoga again. The thing about evening yoga, it does get in the mix of moving tables around, and then tables need to be put back. If community groups using our center on the weekend, the Girl Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the tables need to be put back. And so I haven't figured that one out. I haven't got confirmation from those Girl Scouts, but they use the center last year. And it's about. And so if we have a Thursday night evening class, which there's people are clamoring for, I may have like a senior worker come in on Friday, do some still work and put the tables back so that there's a question. Yes.
Is that cheap? Qigong going to be demonstrated ahead of time, or is it just sign up?
It's starting out, we've had several Qigong classes.
Okay.
So we have had demos. We didn't do free demos, but we've done classes.
Now, is that a mat program as well?
Yeah, it's a chair. It's a chair. That's got a good following too. Has a nice following. It's kind of it's got some of the chair yoga discipline, but it also has some Tai Chi discipline. No matter how you look at it, it's good for you. All of the breathing and relaxation, stress reduction and all that. So the thing about the PM yoga, we haven't offered it in a while, and this is, now it's predominantly a senior class. You know, we previously asked community groups that weren't municipal groups for a fee to use the center, and most of applied. This one would put the cost of this program probably over what people can afford. We make it like $75 class. And Faith, our instructors, did come to me and she said, she made a good point. She said, you know, when we started this class years ago, we had some non-seniors that were still, and then we also had seniors that were working. We had non-seniors and seniors that were working. And it was a $65 class. When he came back to the COA gift account as a donation for use of the center, but Faith asked me if that could be eliminated because it's sometimes it's the same people that are taking day classes. So, but we're not charging an extra fee for the day classes, so I don't know how you feel about that. It could make the class cost prohibitive if we have to charge $75 for our, you know.
How many weeks does it run?
This class, because we're starting late, we're only gonna do a 6-week session to start, but I'll tell you, Harold's done this class before, he's got a really good following. And it's a matter of, you know, within an hour, I would like to have it in an hour-long class, I think yoga is most beneficial if it's an hour-long. A lot of our other classes are in 45 minutes. And basically the instructor, it's
In class, it's an hour.
it should be an hour. I don't think
67.
Yeah, it should be an hour, and we'd like to start it in October. Mid-October, so that we have time to advertise it. We just came to this decision and didn't put it into the newspaper, didn't have an idea of what we would cost, we would charge, so I haven't had a chance to advertise it, so. Yeah, so I think otherwise, there was only one other group that does give a regular donation use of the building, but they also give a regular donation to the Unitarian Church, and they use that, and they base their donation on that. That's something they said, you know, we're paying the Unitarian Church to use their facility, so we feel it's just right to do it to you folks.
Do any of these people donate a basket to us? Any of those?
Well, Faith has actually always done this best, and she's usually pulls it from, I don't know if she's mentioned it yet this year, I don't think she has yet, but she usually mentions it to her classes.
Everybody brings something and they put something in.
You're doing this. So yeah, my recommendation was to not have that expectation, to have that extra $15
Yeah.
fee with the COA or something like that.
I'd be okay with not charging them more money.
It's different. It's not like it's an adult education class up at BUT or something. But these are our people. I think she was trying to pass the point. These are our people.
So where does the money come from now? If you don't charge them the full amount?
No, it was just a kind of a gift to use the center.
Oh,
So it just wouldn't count. That $15 wouldn't count for each class.
oh, I see.
So. Again, it was a donation, but it was kind of we've been doing it all along, so we to do it.
I like driving by when if I happen to be outside and doing things and seeing lights on and seeing cars in the parking lot,
Yes.
you know.
Mm.
The message we want to get out is that it's used more than, 8:30 to 3:30.
Yes,
And it's the community that's using it.
yes.
The Lions enjoy their cookout over
They did. They used our grill. They used our.
Well, how did that work out? Yeah.
It worked out very well. They had originally thought that they were going to be eating out. I've heard about it. They were worried about, honestly, the mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, yeah, I was just gonna say that.
So,
without-
So yes, they really enjoy our, they're twice a month, regular board meeting and then keep it adjourned.
They've been so good to us too. They gave us the $1,000 donation for the food pantry. You know, they sponsored the senior of the year, so
Yes.
we were happy to accommodate them.
So I do have to pay.
I think so. What does everybody else think, though? Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Tri-Valley, I know you don't go anymore. Did you put, there was something that you put on Facebook?
Oh, I put it up. I still
Yeah,
get
what was
things,
it?
though. I think, was it the,
Was it the transportation?
or the blue vaccine? I don't know.
I know
just
you
always
told
share them.
something.
Yeah, I forget. Oh, sorry.
No, don't apologize. Don't
Uh-huh.
apologize.
There's nothing to put in the notes for
For
that.
Tri-Valley, no.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find what she posted before I leave.
I appreciate that.
I'll continue to do that.
Yeah, because then we share it. If you put it on, I share it on the senior page, and Karen Mead posts it on the Mendon page and the Mendon parents. So it does get around. It does get around. I'll check it after. Okay, Friends of Mendon Elders report, Susan?
Okay, I actually noticed that, my first sentence includes the fact that our meeting was, June tenth. That is not correct. It was September 10th, last Monday.
And today it's not May on the top.
It was the night.
It's not
It
May.
was the night.
You want a different
Yeah,
date on the
that's
top?
enough, yeah. Okay, so it was Monday, September 9th. I will write that in my- Anyway, at the meeting, we had our usual reports given by the treasurer and the secretary, the COA report by Peg, and the director's report by Jeannie. I'm gonna skip over, we also had a president's report by Carolyn. And then we also had a community center report given by Phil. So, and I'm noticing that when we put the community center or the, in minutes and, reports, I noticed Phil referring to it as a community center when he spoke on Monday. But I also see it as a senior center, and
Senior
I think
and community.
we should like say both
Okay.
in reports, because it sounds like two different things. If somebody went back in 2 or 3 years and, not knowing what was going on, it looks like they're two different reports. So I'll change this to include senior center, but I think it's important we title the committee with both community and senior.
Where were we putting the word senior? After community seniors? then?
Seniors first.
Oh, okay.
Senior.
Okay.
Senior community center.
Senior and, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
And
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
And we also had committee reports from our, for the Friends Lunch Bunch, Sunshine and Travel. We do have an upcoming fundraiser at Milford Dairy Queen on October 15th. So, those of you who are ice cream enthusiasts, it's a great way to help, friends of Mendon Elders by going to get your ice cream that day. And it's the entire day. It's not, a lot of times these fundraisers have a lot of time. It's the entire day. Our next meeting is Monday, October 7th. And I think that's basically it.
I do want to say, speaking for Phil and I, and Kathy's on the committee, Elaine is on the committee, for the senior and community center, we really appreciated the up to $1,000 donation
Okay.
towards our
And that's-
campaign.
And well, that's towards the
Postcards.
the ballot question committee, which is separate than the
Senior and community.
than the
center.
official town committee. So,
Absolutely.
right, so we just have to make sure that that's clear, just because of state campaign finance laws, actually probably even federal ones. It's important that it's clear that no public funds are being spent on any campaign
They're not.
materials. So, but the Friends of Mendon Elders is not a municipal group. So they are free agents and so able to make donations to a ballot question committee.
Should that be in the notes? 'Cause it's
No,
not-
you don't
not
have to.
here.
I just wanted to mention
I-
because
right.
I think that, Phil talked to them about it and I think it was pretty much unanimous to help the smaller committee out.
Yesterday was. We had Patriots Draper Place, did all the refreshments and it was wonderful. They're happy to do it again sometime.
Who did you say did it?
Patriot Draper Place.
Oh,
They,
nice.
they
Had
did a
lobster
breakfast spread,
skills. They had all kinds of food.
Wow.
Crackers.
Muffins.
Things, muffins. That's just the latest.
you'd have to do the tour.
That's okay.
Yeah, they were,
That's my report.
okay, excellent.
Thank you.
I just want to show you this. That's, they put out over, but it's Atria Draper.
wow. Yeah, okay.
They
I'm
brought
not-
their chef,
yeah.
I'm just telling you, they brought
Yeah.
their chef and they brought their activities director and the other one
Wow.
was the director.
All right.
So they explained all their things.
Thank you. Thank you.
They were really good at answering the questions we had. They absolutely knew their stuff and they brought the three right people. The chef was John.
Okay, old business, food pantry update.
Well, we had the, last Friday was the shopping day and 17 families were represented. So it really depleted a lot. I was doing the orders yesterday and there was a lot of things that needed to be
Restocked.
filled in again. But that's good. I mean, people are. Right, because we'll have the November food drive, the scout drive, and then maybe you'll send an email to your contact, your Facebook contact.
Back and she's. For youth groups and to send it out.
Yeah, because there's quite a bit of stuff kind of missing now.
You should. Should have been updated again. I went, oh my gosh, everything was juxtaposed. So I left justified all my column of everything we needed. But after I closed out, and I didn't go back to look at it, after I took out all the text was. And so one woman actually, I met her, she did a huge donation, but what she did was she took the time to kind of take the list and make it left justified again, God bless her. But I just said, and so what I did was I took that down for now. I better talk to Dan Byer because I tried to go in again. Like for whatever reason, unclosed. So you have to put your information in and then you say close, and leave this page. And when I come back, I'd be like, oh my gosh, the text was just all over the place. So I don't know whether Dan might have something for me or I might have to create a new page.
Okay.
That was part of.
So instead of a list, it's just scattered.
Standard on.
Oh.
So, I think that's the issue. Because people will say, well, take it in. So Alana is she's one of my resources on Facebook. So, the other thing, I've contacted the printer publisher. So the printer is now they own, the free press. So it's streamlined, it's great. It costs less to print and just insert it into the paper. I've got my dates. I don't have them in my head, but I have my dates when I have to get it to them. And I'll go over with Ian, the food pantry drive with your blessing.
Yeah.
You folks have to sign off on it. I think it's about $300 for both printing and the insertion into all of the Mendon free press issues for.
Yeah.
And
The things that we really need.
right.
Yeah,
It pays for itself.
Yeah.
So, I'll work with Ian on that. Yeah, so far so good.
I should have made a grocery list yesterday. Do you want me? No,
Yes,
I
please
did.
do that.
Yeah, I didn't
Lynn
do
does
it.
every month.
Yeah.
She's there. Karen does it when she's there that first Friday. These are other volunteers. But absolutely.
I know,
we can
yeah.
kind of-
I wish I had thought of it yesterday, but I didn't. Yeah,
So far, so good. I have asked, I've asked Janet to take over more responsibility there. will possibly be jumping back in to assistance starting up. But we're very hopeful with regard to assistance. But when it comes to the food pantry, I've been doing, she does all the tabulation. She keeps all the records. She's there that first Friday. But what I have been doing was organizing all the orders when they come in, putting them out for Ann to sort and then setting them up for them to be delivered. And I said, I see if, Janet can take on some more of this responsibility. She has, but we're gonna talk again, it can be overwhelming, it's a lot of up and down. And we may eventually move to the point where we have another volunteer to do that. The thing is though, everything's confidential, so the orders come in, the name, you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't know that.
The names are basically wiped off. Janet and I know who they are, and so.
I did ask her to, for some reason, you always would put senior, female or male, and I don't know why, it was, I got used to filling the orders thinking of, I'm filling this for a woman, I'm filling this for a man, so I asked her if she would do that, because she was just,
Yeah, when after they kind of take it over, I didn't say, do this, and this. I wanted her to make it her own. She may do it differently than I, and, but I did tell her yesterday, because we're school assistants, the emails are coming in from Smart. We are so hopeful, but I said to her, I said, you need me to jump in and help out with the food pantry.
When you say you're so hopeful, you mean more money's gonna be available?
No,
Janet,
it's gonna run more smoothly. Last year, we didn't get until after June. And the program ends April 30th. And what happens is, so I had once approved for 1,400. The program ended 2 months ago. They used their credit card on one shipment. We helped them out with a community, gift for another, but that other money that they're approved for, gone. Their oil company said, no, we'll have to give that money back to Smart. It's like, really, I've been working on this application since December, and jumping this last year, they made us jump. So people that have been in the system for 10 years. And it just, now they've got somebody at the head who knows what they're doing
Good.
and has been on top of it, telling us kind of, okay, 2 months ago said, they used to have their renewals out in August. That's why I put it in the newsletter. Renewals, get your renewals done early so that we can get the new people on. Last year, they didn't get the renewals done until probably December.
well, I remember you said it was a staffing problem, there
It
wasn't.
was a staffing, but it was also, it was staffing, right? It was staffing, but they just.
I think they have new people in new positions, they just switch positions.
But then nobody was answering and there was nobody was accountable for the issues. When our clients got letters saying you are denied. Somebody contact, so this person stepping in there just for absolutely.
That's
The
good.
the current people who research are starting to get their applications now.
Wonderful.
I,
Is that? We're going to start something. They have a contract with Smart. They have to. If they're gonna be in the program. So they have to do it by Smart's terms.
what was the issue that we recently emailed our senators and, I forgot what that was, I did it, but I can't remember what it was for.
So many of them did it.
Yeah.
So what happened here? We got notice from NCOA, which is the conference, the mothership, Massachusetts Council on Aging. They legislate, they advocate for all of our programs, as do our senators, representatives. And so what they did was they sent us out an email and said that Shine budget is going to be
Oh,
cut
it
by
was Shine, that's
$1
right.
million.
Oh, yeah.
Right, when I was a Shine counselor initially, this goes back 21 years ago, their budget was $1 million. I mean, and there's really, they don't pay for any staff, everybody are volunteers. And so they said they're gonna cut their budget by $1 million, please write the senator, and so we did, and I actually talked to Brian Murray and they, and even, and Fatman's office was the one that got back to me and said, probably to others that I think responded, and said that, it wasn't the Shine budget, it was the Prescription Advantage budget. The Prescription Advantage is a Shine product, it's a Shine benefit. Even taking $1 million out of that that's for people that can't afford to buy the prescriptions. They're not on Medicaid. because that maybe they have a little bit too much money beyond that, but so, yeah, so so we got the notice from Senator Batman saying false alarm, it wasn't Shine itself, it was Prescription Advantage, again, they're kind of synonymous.
Yeah.
You know, Shine uses most Prescription Advantage, but,
And the Shine people are volunteers though, aren't they? The counselors, yeah.
yes, and and we're already gearing up for, got our dates planned, Janet and Shadow will be doing our workshop, we've already had 2 workshops over this summer for people that were turning 65, and yep, so we try to stay on top of that.
Okay, before we move on to the next topic, I've got a question. Should we have a motion for the money that we're approving for the flyer to put in the, do you want to have a motion for that or?
It's been, I don't know that you need it, it's been something you've done.
Done it.
It's not like, we're not taking it from the COA. gift
No,
account.
it's a food pantry account, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't usually have to approve things, but the COA gift account.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember what we did last year.
Okay, Phil, you want to give us an update on the expansion?
Sure, we'll give you a quick update. Cost, detailed costs. Estimate. Coming in on the 18th. Target is still $11.8.
What?
The other thing that happened at the meeting is Jeremy gave us an update. He's working on what the impact to the citizens would be, so he's ready to pick that in once we get in a number. The information will come together. And then shortly after we get that, the end of September, potentially beginning of October, based on people's availability. Going to have a certain here. We'll have Jeremy there, Liddy there, do the presentation.
Who is Jeremy, the
He's the
new
town
town
administrator.
administrator? That's what I thought.
I think it's Stoll, his last name is.
I remember we met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
The architect will be there. Sure, so the information session,
What date?
not solidified. Need to, make sure we have the right people. We're originally shooting for a date in September, but Jeremy is not available. Have to be there.
Yes,
It's
great.
Financial model.
Yeah, it'll be here, up here.
Plan.
Okay,
I just need to recheck with Ellen and see what's about.
okay.
And then we'll do the same, a repeat of that. The end of October, right before the election. And Jeremy's also going to host the information on the website. We're not promoting it one way or the other. We're promoting that. The design, the cost, what needs to, probably here's what needs to be done. So the website's coming up, information starting to roll. I plan to go to these committees, just to give an update, let them know where they're at.
No, that's good.
Communication, very busy, a lot of it does.
Yeah, we're meeting on Friday morning at 10:30. Some people are from the group here.
9:30.
Well, Karen texted, after you and I talked, she texted me and said, could it be done at 10:30? That's what I figured. So it's 10:30. Okay, anyway. Program follow-ups, cookout. I think you covered that.
We're over the cost, I think.
Yeah. I know. You hate to have put people on a waiting list for some activity like that.
Actually,
Well, we moved the date too, don't forget.
yeah, oh, yes.
Oh,
So we moved it.
because of the heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Earl, we have volunteers for next year to do the cooking.
Really?
Phil and his wife. I am serious. He volunteered and his wife, they did.
But we need a mastership.
No, you do not.
How about blessing?
He did, and he and Karen volunteered. I know, but I know what I heard because it's less work for me and Earl
These guys,
every
Yeah,
year.
you've been doing it for quite a few years. You do a great job. Yeah, you both do it. You cook everything really good.
I bring my meat thermometer.
It's always it's well cooked, but it's not overcooked. It's not undercooked.
burgers.
It's good.
and I think we're gonna, nicely, for years, I eat things perfectly, but we too thick, it would never come through. And I think using Market Basket's pre-made burgers, not frozen ones again, had that issue.
We had good luck with that. Well, it used to be Shaw's and then it was
Yeah.
Butcher Brothers or something like that, but
Yeah.
then they're not doing it. But yeah,
One-stop shop.
right. Okay, yeah, we covered that, okay. The senior tea, another wonderful event.
Yes.
Anything you want to say about it? They did. Everything looked beautifully, huh?
Help setting up and getting everything ready.
Yeah. Diane too, yeah. Diane and I do, yeah. We did it. It was fun. It was like a sunflower motif. It was nice. It was beautiful. Okay, the ice cream social and Banjo Joe. Yeah, I thought that was well attended and people were singing along and there was somebody new there, the husband of somebody.
So his wife is a photography class and she's a regular Panera person. Can't think of his name offhand, but Debbie. Jim, John, but anyway, he's a banjo enthusiast.
Uh-huh.
So she had come in the morning and heard about it when she got her Panera. She heard that, banjo players good. So she sent her husband down. It was nice. Did you read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed to enjoy himself anyway.
But then he screwed it out before the ice cream, I think.
Well, that's okay. That's all right.
But thank you, Peg, because I had no clue how well you knew the musician.
50 years. I've known him
You
50
never-
years.
you never-
Well-
You said you were gonna go check him out.
Well, I've never heard him play.
It's fine, it's good.
Well, I was happy that he gave us the words. He gave us all of the words to the songs he was going to do. And I think he just went off script a couple of times. What,
I've never seen a musician so relaxed. Just.
Isn't he?
Yeah,
yeah,
Just strung.
because he's in his zone. He's in his zone. He does it for a lot of nursing homes and things like that, social senior centers and things. Anyway, but we enjoyed it and we thank the friends always for
Yes.
their financial contribution. And Senior of the Year, I mean, talk about beautiful events. The day was perfect.
Did Catherine ever show up? Did he
I'm gonna
call?
get back to him. I haven't had a chance.
No, you haven't. You
Well,
haven't.
Get back to who?
Fat man.
Yes,
Oh,
Brian Fowler.
So we were waiting for him
oh,
to
he
start
didn't,
the program.
he didn't come?
No.
No, no.
I sent out invitations to them in June. I checked again in July and his aide said, we're just working on August now. And then I got back to them before they went on vacation and I was under the impression something that,
Did Brian Murray?
yeah.
Yes, he did. He did.
And I'm gonna tell you, Brian had the nicest things to say about our current center.
Oh, good.
He's like, we have such a nice senior center.
Oh,
Because he told me about that he had come for the tour, and I went, oh my gosh, it was something else. I had no clue that behind, but it's like somebody coming to your house when you're on vacation.
Yeah,
But I just said, oh, you have such a nice senior center.
he always shows up.
Whatever.
I know. He was like doing like, I think an Eagle Scout thing last night.
He had 3 things to do that day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, they said some very nice things about everything. Cake was great, at the food, so we're thankful to the Lions Club.
Cake is something we do, and
Right.
that is something, I'm sorry, I don't have to vote on that. It's come out of the,
Yeah.
gift account. It's seven.
That's a given. That, I would say that's a given. We have to have dessert. But yeah, the Lions, they did
And
the Leos helping.
A couple of Leos, one of them is, she's already been a dedicated volunteer at the center. She's been working beautifully in the food pantry. She's bringing one of her friends to come. They go in and they gut the shelves, they clean everything, wipe everything, put everything back, check the dates, leave notes. So, some of the notes that you see.
yeah. Oh, is that who's doing that? Oh, okay.
It's nice to have the kids there. And there'll also be potential, applicants for the scholarship.
Right, right. So I put in some of their hours. Pen pal program, Amy?
So, Peg and I apologize to Peg.
No,
because-
it's all right.
Well, she
We
got-
both lost it a little
She
bit.
got up to, well, you know, Peg is so enthusiastic and we're like, we need more pen pals, so that's why I asked you to do it. But forgetting that you're not on this committee, we were gonna be doing this pen pal program with the 8th graders from Benjamin Franklin Charter School. And when they said a capstone project by a young lady, we don't have to write any of this down. This capstone project by this 8th grader, and when I mentioned to her the idea of doing pen names, she stopped dead in her tracks. She did not want to do it. We've had a meeting with her where we had our 4 coordinators, Susan, Cheryl, and myself, and Janet, sitting there on the speakerphone, and again, didn't want to do the pen name. So when he mentioned the pen names the other day, I'm like, well, no sooner did that happen, this young lady, I've been trying to connect with her. I finally got her after the meeting, and she said, oh, Mrs. Kent, I changed schools. And I'm like, oh, she said, and I asked my former school if I could still, and I'm like, oh, geez. So, that being said, I said, well, what about, I said to myself, what about Wisco? I know, certain places like that. And I said, please, the Girl Scouts come to the senior center, nice troop, twice a month, good kids. This year they have 15 students. And they're always asking me, Amy, what can we do? They did the flower boxes in the spring. What can we do? What can we do? They are right there. They're such responsible leaders. And so I mentioned it to the co-leader this week. She mentioned it to her when she came in here. They're like, we're there. We would like to do that.
Oh.
Again, it would be a small group, but that's too, because coordination, our new leader, our new pen pal leaders, they don't realize what's involved. There's a lot of running back and forth, trying to track down somebody who has, you've done it.
Diane's done it.
Is that the Franklin School, is that canceled?
That is canceled.
It's not there anymore.
Oh.
The girl left the school.
Yeah, well, how do you want, can I say, should I say that? Let's say
Benjamin
that,
Franklin School is canceled.
yeah.
That's canceled. So, yes, so ended Girl Scout troop, but I. But they are willing and want to discuss doing it with us.
So the Girl Scouts are going to do it with one of the schools?
So with us.
No, with us.
With us.
In other words, they're gonna use our facility twice a month, they do for their activities. One of their activities could be, they could be writing their letter to the senior, and then they could deposit it right there. So that there's less running around for the new people who are doing it.
Just,
And they're younger, right?
But they're good for you.
Nice.
Well, they keep. you know,
Yeah, they
stay
I
together.
enjoy it.
So the thing is too, we talked about, it's a community, it's a mending community.
Get the moms involved.
So really feeling good about that.
Yeah, I think it works out. See how things
Grades,
go.
I
is
think,
that
I think they're 4th and 5th.
what the fifth?
I think they're 4th. 4th and 5th.
So there's not gonna be any teacher involved in it, so
Nope.
Nope.
Just a
no
sculpting.
teacher,
Two
just the
leaders.
scouts and seniors.
And then we have 2 volunteers.
Susan, who just left, and Cheryl Lemon.
Cheryl Lemon.
Mhm.
And Cheryl is like, she's ready to go, you know, and get, recruit more people, but I think this first year back, start asking all, who knows, maybe club school will open up again, maybe I was really prepared to go to Bisco thinking there's a different sense of, you know, camaraderie up there, like, it's so tight knit here, club, I think the principal felt she couldn't have 1 3rd grade, 4th grade class do it and not the other 2. I think up at NISCO, there's more separation because it's so many different classes, plus there are, it might be even, you know, a special needs, I don't know what you would call it, class that, I don't know, if this doesn't work, we'll find something else, but it may either be from NISCO.
And we could have the end of the year meet and greet right at the center.
Because it's smaller.
That's right.
Yeah, that's 15, yeah. How many pen pals do you have signed up at this point?
13.
Oh.
They got the newsletter.
Well, you'll be able to get 2 more, I would think, yeah.
I'm sure.
I already signed up. I was the first.
Yeah, actually, you were one, if we had too many, I was,
Yeah, it's okay. I will.
but thank you, it's, I think, I'm encouraged now.
Yeah, it's good. And it's good because you didn't want to lose that.
Well, you were one of the ones at the front, I was like all over town, trying, whatever.
Mostly from the seniors, though, I found. I was very lucky with the teachers that I had up there. Yeah.
We run a lot down to people.
Yeah, that's true. You were during COVID. I was not. I was not.
The only thing, I think it sounds great. The only thing we're losing is when you had it in the classroom, you had some of the shy or less involved kids have an activity that they could feel good about themselves and go back and forth. Now we're picking kids who are already leaders and doing well and so
Well,
forth.
some of them are shy.
Yeah,
Some of
but
the
I-
scouts are shy.
But that's also, like, I think when you're going down the path, it's kind of like, it's just a group of girls, Girl Scouts. You know, what if some boys want to become pen pals?
Well, the school put us in a very bad situation because they told us it was all or nothing. You were looking to try to find 60 seniors. Now, we've signed up 13. How could we
Yes,
possibly get 60? And, but
Ridiculous.
2 new people doing this program, it would have to be an experienced person doing this type of program. We did 1 classroom.
Yeah.
Diane did 1, I did, we did 1 classroom.
And in fact, in the past, when there were others going on, I was involved in it too. It does take a little bit of effort.
Yeah, it's well worth it, but we can't do 60. We can't
No.
get 60 seniors. I mean, we just
Never
can't do
mind,
it.
if we could get them, it would be like,
Then
we
every
need 3
month,
separate
letter,
coordinators.
Yeah, 1 for each classroom.
Yes.
Ghost Rider,
Right.
Ghost Rider.
I did that too. People, oh, I'm trying to order for the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And we had somebody die. We had seniors who died. And we had to handle that.
This is a great way to get it back.
I'm all for it. I'm
So,
all for it.
I think Doug is right, though. I think they're, because I get to observe these kids, and I'm like, the decibels, all right, but, I get to see them, and they're good kids, but I think some of them may be on the shyer side. Some of them are definitely, so whatever, but, so it might be, you might find that the same instance is true, that there might be some kids that this will help build them up.
And we can expand next year.
Girl Scouts, but then also have, Cub Scouts.
Right.
So we, we have a Cub Scout group that, they're very small, but we could, maybe.
Well, why don't we start small with it, because they're
Yeah,
getting their
See
feet
how
wet.
it goes, yeah.
And this Cub Scout group is just getting into, we've got 2 of them, so like all of 4.
It changed as, have these scouts, has it changed that it's boys and girls in the scouts?
She said it was just girls at the.
In this group, it's just girls, and the Cub Scouts that meet there are just, the Cub Scouts that meet there actually, I think, are boys and girls. But it's small, it's a very small group, it's like, it's 4 of them. Last year was the first. It'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, transportation update, Amy.
I wanted to people, so
Okay.
I know I came to you and said that I'd like to start, we've got so much. It's gonna take a little TLC, so I'd like to table this to maybe spring. We've got a vote coming on and all that, so we can put that off to the spring.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that I think that the need's going away because it has, and I think it would still be a good thing. But I think now just put it on the back.
Do you want to change what?
The transportation, I wanted to start up another transportation advisory committee. But I'd like to, and Earl knows what was entailed, it's not. It's a matter of getting some seniors together that use the service, having board members, myself. So,
We even have people on the committee whose kids who have special needs and so forth.
Yeah, we'll table that till the spring. Okay, new business. Emotional support animals, and this is a new one on us.
I received something, I haven't had a response from, I think, did I included you?
Included us.
I haven't had a response from Jeremy, so before I went on vacation, I received, paperwork from a senior who wanted to find out about bringing their emotional support and on to the center. And I thanked her very much for this. I said the COA isn't meeting in August, but I will bring it to their attention when I get back from vacation. And so, I reached out to Jeremy and also to HR. I wasn't sure. And so Jeremy
He's hesitant, I think.
he was hesitant. Well, because I think because of the emotional as opposed to like a guide dog or something like that. So I asked if there was anything in the town's policy about this, because I wasn't quite sure how to respond to the senior. I got, a letter from, two different notes from the same doctor about why this person needs it. So what I heard was, when I came back from, vacation, I heard that this person had already come in with their poor dog. I didn't hear anything negative. That's,
One thing I did know is that there was not one question. She was getting- And so I didn't want, oh, I can't do that.
What was Jeremy's response? I'm not sure.
He
Oh.
was hesitant. He didn't think that we had the town had a policy. He was hesitant because of the emotional dog as opposed to a guide
Right.
animal. And he was, I know he's had a lot of things on his plate, so I'm sure.
I think it was all new to him. He really couldn't give a good response. It was all new to him. He couldn't
Yeah, so.
have to deal.
I mean, do we need his approval or can we just make a decision on our own?
I think we should.
There may be legal ramifications.
Yes. That's dog.
What was, yeah, I thought of that allergies, yeah.
That was
Someone what?
It's an analogy.
Right. I don't know if the Board of Health would want to weigh in also.
Great idea. I didn't
Oh.
think of that at the time.
What did you say, Elena?
Oh, I wondered about having the Board of Health weigh in on the question.
Isn't it an issue with the American with Disabilities Act though?
But I think emotional support as opposed to.
Like
But you're
diet.
differentiating between an emotional and a physical.
I think there might be legal differences though. So, and I don't know, but that's my understanding is that there are legal differences and the town probably needs to be aware.
So where does it stand right now? You've told her she can't bring him anymore?
I told her that I was gonna bring the dog.
Right.
And I-
Is it a small dog?
Doctor thinks, so the dog just stays like in the water. So it's not running around. So so down my time, I saw. But then I was guessing that. No, it had nothing to do with that.
What do others think?
That could open another door. I mean, people bringing, well, if they're bringing their pet in, well, I'm gonna bring mine.
Well, this one at least is backed up by a doctor's statement. In other words, I know what you're saying.
Did they bring that?
She has it already.
Doctor state.
Did the dog wear something that said support animal?
No,
Oh, I thought it did. I thought it had a little jacket on that said, support animal. She could have had a teddy bear in that stroller. Honestly, it was the dog didn't bark, nothing.
yes.
But, and I do know that the issue between a guide dog and is this unbelievable training for guide dogs. But this animal was unbelievably well behaved. It literally just lay in that walker. And
Jeremy some more about it, and see, but the idea.
Was it for a meal that was being served?
yeah, this
Okay.
person does come in for meals.
Right. So I mean, that's where I wonder if the
Yeah.
Board of Health
think
would
that's a
want
good
to,
suggestion.
When she
weigh in.
brought it to my attention, because I know she comes to me all the time, I immediately thought of Ian's dog. And I did mention to her, I said, I'm not so sure about having, but I was surprised to hear that she didn't get without my knowledge, but.
So it's not in her lap, like sitting at.
No,
the table.
the
It's in-
dog was like behind her. It wasn't at the table. It was in her walker behind her.
It may have had a jacket on, a little tag or something. I didn't see that. So. Anyone else want to weigh in? Want to weigh in? Ann?
I think support it
No,
helps.
I think, you know, I think what you said, she said about feeding the dog, that's not a good.
Well, then that you would say, well, yes, you can, but it has to be in motion. You need the paperwork support. I mean,
But I've also been told that you are not. They're unemployed. If someone comes in with a pet, we are not to ask. Not allowed to.
Oh, really? She hadn't got.
They can just
word
walk,
from
anyone
you.
can just walk around.
You said, you
dog.
told her that you were gonna look into it and discuss it with your board, and then she just showed up with them, so that was kind of nervy.
She probably thought it was
But
enough time had passed, you know.
Mm.
I know when I worked today, so this was dated July 20th. It was some,
Oh.
and I left like.
Yeah.
Service dog, and, told, don't touch the service dog. No. This dog, big, is it wanted, needed to do that. So the person going that way. So she would actually come in, dog wants to see you today.
The next step will be goat yoga.
Oh, goat yoga.
Oh.
is it okay? Can I bring
need a
it?
bigger farm.
Oh, I want to do that.
Go yoga?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
Even if it's just a demo thing. Oh,
Let's
yes,
Let's do it.
I will.
Who is gonna do the cleanup? That's my question.
Yeah, you know, when I first saw the title, emotional
We've got
support,
plenty of diapers.
emotionally support animals, you know what I thought? You know how people will bring an animal to a nursing home or something, and it says it helps people lower their blood pressure?
Oh.
That's what I thought it was gonna be, somebody coming in to give a demonstration or bring their
Oh,
pet.
no, and actually, we were supposed to do that right before the pandemic started. We had a dog that was coming in and then two that got shut down. So,
All right, well, we're gonna get the,
Well-
something from Jeremy and something from the health department. That's. This person or anybody else's birthday. not eat dog or whatever it is.
At the table, and she wanted, what if she wanted to back away and. Give the dog a cookie? Yeah, that would.
So basically, we're gonna table this till we get more. information.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we're kind of limited on space.
and hopefully there's no one with an allergy.
I'm only.
No, I mean, it happens. Well, no, but what I'm saying is now you're weighing, you gotta weigh somebody's physical health. Let's say they have allergies and they, they can't breathe.
And the other thing that they. Wants for lunch, not all the time, wants for lunch, and it's not that kind of thing. Sometimes she wants for some of these activities, as social or a larger lunch type thing. I mean, it's just not enough. Room for that. It's over. Walker, dog here, and talk that.
All right, we'll have to table it. Hopefully we'll get an answer within the next month. Okay, volunteer appreciation 2025. Did we come up for a date yet on that? I don't have next year's calendar. yet.
Again, I had asked if you could please, go back to me.
Yep.
Just so that it gives us, last year was like a really crunch time, between budgets and all that. Well, you guys. It's a little selfish, but what about, Susan McLeod
It's the extra orchestra one. I love her.
for the,
I love her.
we still do whatever, no, I shouldn't say whatever, but she'll do, I just happened to flip over to March 2025 and I have her, here. Just a thought.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it in May. It's gonna be some date in May.
So in terms of May, all right. I like to do it on a Wednesday because that's the, when the center is most readily available. Our COA meeting would typically be on the 14th, Wednesday the 14th.
Yeah.
It could be that 7th, or we could switch with COA first. But it could be the 7th.
I have a calendar.
Yeah, seven.
Wednesday, May 7th, 14th, 21.
Sounds good, unless there's nothing in, this is May now. What about April? Nothing right at the end of April, right before it, or do you want to space that out a little bit, or? It's May,
So, yeah, town meeting will be on the second.
in,
I think the 21st.
in May, the Mendon Minstrels always do their program in May,
Okay, let me see.
but we wouldn't have a date yet, but
Yeah, but, no, we could-
not for 2025.
No, he can do it the
He gave us
16th.
He gave us his dates.
Oh,
He gave us his.
no,
dates.
that was the dates he gave us with November, the volunteer, I mean, for the veterans, that's November 8th. The Veterans Breakfast, November 8th. And then we have a fall program, that's in November too, November 21st, I
He
think.
gave us the dates. We
And
didn't
then-
have dates for the spring, but
It was in the summer he sent that.
It's I asked him for flexibility because of the school, the kids from school like to come and do programs. So I think he's gonna be May 8th. Minstrels will be
Oh.
May 8th.
Okay,
Okay,
well, you want to have this and that back to back, the 7th?
this is 2 weeks later.
Oh, the October 21st, yeah, I mean, May 21st,
Okay, so May 8th is a Thursday, is that what you said?
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, May 8th.
May. Okay, Wednesday.
and the 21st.
Would be-
You don't have to go.
I like her.
I think we would actually be able to get her. I don't
Yeah,
know where, I mean, John, did you have any? That's fine.
everybody liked her.
We did start to do some research on murder mystery things, but a lot of them are, you have to go to them.
Oh.
I thought that wouldn't. I'd still like to look into it if you don't mind, and maybe.
You can look at it.
Yeah, if I could find one to come to us, I just think that would be a lot of fun. And we've done audience participation things before for the volunteer appreciation. I think that- A lot of enjoyment, silliness and whatever, right, Carol? You would win.
Oh, you were doing the hula things. The hula things, yeah. Did we have to turn people away for that, or did we have enough space for our volunteers this year? I know some of them don't come.
Here's the thing.
All right, so that's another, Phil, that's another space thing.
You know, we could always use the church. Like, that's always been in the back of my mind, that's a big, and then I don't have to go, like, oh, everybody doesn't say yes.
but that doesn't have the publicity of in the town that we can. How's everybody?
The only thing I don't like about using the Unitarian Church is it's such a big hall, and there's no, it's not cozy and welcoming, it's,
But we have time to think about that, so I think my objective today was to have the appointed committee.
I'll be on that.
Well, too, I'd like to be on it.
oh,
Yes, of course you can. You're a given. Okay, so it's Donna and I and you?
I'll be on that.
There you go, and Carol.
Did you move? Did you move? Did it last year?
Right, we'll come up with a theme and,
And in terms of, cultural council grant applications, we don't have to, she's pretty reasonable. She's pretty reasonable, we don't have to. Look for a grant application for that. But
I'd say do the 15th. I have 15th of
Yes,
October
Yes, 15th of October.
that the.
I still
cultural
would like
grant
to
things
go
are
for
due.
some, but they're also very good about reaching out to us or having a performer reach out to us, that a performer that they approve and doesn't have a venue, like we did this summer.
so October 15th.
Yeah,
they
October
do.
15th
Okay.
will, yeah, the cultural
Yeah.
grant.
I do, yeah, applications do, yeah,
That's exactly right.
all right.
All right.
Mhm.
Senior veteran abatement work-off program update, Amy?
Phase of finalizing everything from last fiscal year, between HR, treasurers, assessors, myself, and then getting so that treasurer's office can get everybody paid. And with their money going towards their taxes. So that's one phase. And then the other phase, we've got more than enough people on the program, not necessarily enough money to cover everybody as everybody does it, but I've been assured that we can certainly talk to, the money comes out of the assessors overlay budget, and although the select board had approved $15 an hour for folks, up to $1,500 per person, where the budget has been standing at like 16,000. That only allows 10 people to do it. And there's a lot more people. We went to
How many have you got? Do you know?
we're approaching 20.
Ooh,
So we've always had about 20, but of course, with the pandemic, we had to cut everything way back, and now we're building back up. Some really qualified people. We just need we need different positions. But they've been working with Conservation Commission, they've been working with Jared for the select board, doing transcription of past minutes, which is gonna be probably the most tedious thing, but they're doing it, people are doing it, and so I think the town is grateful that we have some people that are very talented. We had one gentleman that just joined, he just retired, and he had put in his application in the spring, but he just retired. He might be a good candidate for FinCom, to fill in a position there. So people they're also covering offices, helping with financing, things like that. So I think overall it's going well. It's just a matter of, financially supporting the program.
This is just a general question, because when you said how they're doing the transcriptions, I noticed there's a transcription going on here, okay? And Ann does notes. And now there's going to be a third copy of the notes?
So some of these committees haven't had anybody.
Oh, all right. I was
So
thinking
they
it would
have
be
to
overtime.
watch this, and some of them, what they're really watching for is the votes that are taken.
Yeah.
So that we're in compliance with the open meeting law. So, so they're stepping back. The last couple of years, I think things have been a little bit rocky within, having a person like you in,
There-
we clone you.
Yeah, there were some staffing issues that led to some gaps that we're trying to backfill.
it must be difficult though, listening, because sometimes people don't talk that loud. Certainly, like you were
It's
talking
just not
very
like-
soft earlier, and I don't know if
There was support, but also we didn't have the executive.
At the Friends
assistant,
meeting.
So there were gaps when she was out, and then gaps. And so there were some gaps.
Are we supposed to be signing some kind of papers? Did Jeremy send out something that everybody's supposed to be signing?
Actually, Ellen sent it.
Ellen did?
Oh, I missed that, sorry.
That was supposed to be, I'm sorry, that came out,
papers for what?
ethics.
Oh, so, right, so there's the ethics training and the open meeting
Right,
law,
and
right?
it's in compliance with ethics, but
Right.
it's just new. And I
Right.
apologize because I think that came out after our July meeting, so I.
Probably.
I said, can we wait till the fall, because, thank you for bringing. that
So
up.
where do we do this, on the
I think it's
computer?
online.
Right, so this is the acknowledgement of receipt of the open meeting law materials. Is that the one that you're asking about?
It was
Right,
something,
So the other one is the acknowledgement of the ethic.
right,
no,
okay,
this
so
was
there's,
open meeting. This
right,
was
so,
open
right,
meeting.
so, and that's, I think, where there's been some confusion because there are multiple. So there's the ethics training. Every other year you have to do the computer training.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
good about that.
the years that you don't have the training, you have to sign, or you have to acknowledge that you've received the materials. So every year, right, so,
Then this is something.
and then this is something that
Yeah, you go.
officially should be done whenever you start on in a position that the open meeting law applies to. So a committee where the open meeting law applies to, or if you are elected to a position. So it's not clear that you need to do it multiple times, but she's asking, I think, because there hasn't been consistency, she's asking that everybody make sure they do it once, because it's not a hard thing. It's just you make sure that you have access to this document, ideally that you've read it, but that you can refer back to it, and then you let her know that you have received it.
It was sent out August 6th by Ellen Agro to the board and 23 more. So maybe it was 23 more committees.
It probably was other boards.
And it's exactly what you say. I'm asking all the members of the boards and committees sign the certificate which will acknowledge that you have received the most current documents. And there was a enclosure with it.
Right. And so most current, it could be that we'll be asked to do this again when there are updates. But I
Let me
think,
send it to you. You
Okay,
got it.
but so what I'll do, I can forward that to everybody. So
Okay.
then we can, do we just sign the document or suppose we send an email? Does it say that?
so there's a, I believe there's a PDF.
Yeah.
So you could either print it and scan it but it's, I think sometimes she just needs for the ethics, she might just need the email reply, but for this, there is a separate document that people should sign.
See, with ethics, she gets notification. when we
Yes.
use the ethics, She gets a direct notification of that.
There is a form.
So you're not gonna send this stuff?
I'll send it out. Does it send to our town?
Is that something?
I'll send it to you.
I got it under the Mendon.
So it's an individual, but you could certainly print it, but each person needs
I
to
haven't
have
done
it as
mine.
opposed to like each committee, so.
Like, try to send it to everybody. Then I'll see you personally. Right?
I mean, right,
You never put your name in it, just.
Um, Ellen Agro had sent this out through the Mendon
Oh,
email on August 6th.
oh.
And there's a PDF that you have to open up and
I don't know
sign.
if I don't know if I even have it.
Well, it would have gone to your husband too, because it went to all committees.
right, yeah.
She's gonna resend it.
Oh, okay, you're gonna resend it,
I
good.
mean, we could ask Ellen if she could take a paper copy, because we could just print some up and people could sign it. But the idea is that you are signing it to make sure you've received this other bigger document. So we want to make sure that everybody sees that. Because there have been a number of open meeting law complaints to the town, not to this board. But we want to protect this board from getting those complaints by proactively making sure that we are complying with, sometimes there are details that committees may have overlooked. So,
Okay. Consider holiday programs and dates.
So the minstrels is gonna be doing. I guess I'm thinking December.
I think it's the 8th Veterans Day.
Oh, well, that's.
Oh, the one,
You're right.
21st, and then the 21st. That's our fall program from the minstrels.
So then December, yeah, I actually, December, I have a lot of, question marks.
Okay.
Our COA meeting would typically be the 11th.
Yeah.
Do we want to do like a holiday deal, like if our friends, our generous friends offer to sponsor something, do we want to do it early as the 4th? It's because what I was trying to do is figure out the minstrels are gonna be doing a holiday performance this year, so I was trying to figure out, they would like to do the 12th initially. I asked them if they'd be flexible, because if the school comes in and says they want to do something on the 12th, they asked if the minstrels could do the 19th. But with the COA meeting and luncheon from our COA luncheon, would you want to do that as early? I guess the 4th would probably be the best.
We've done it early. I think last year was like the 6th, whatever that Wednesday was.
All right, you're also, are you talking about the Ferrucci meal, or is that a third meal? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm assuming, but.
well, you're saying the COA, that's why I got confused.
Call the COA luncheon.
All right,
You folks put it on, somebody else sponsors it.
okay.
And what are you saying? What date?
that?
What is the date you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of December 4th, Wednesday, December 4th.
So COA.
I can tell you now, I won't be able to attend that. I have an appointment.
Our other choice is to do it on the 11th and to bump the minstrels to the 19th. We don't want to do things back to back. And we don't know yet what we're going to be doing.
Would the 11th be the COA meeting?
We could maybe do the COA the week before, we could do the COA.
If you do the COA on the 4th, I'll just cover it. That's not a problem. Rather have you Christmas festivities.
Later, because as if Thanksgiving's is late this year. So Thanksgiving's on the 28th of November, and then to turn around.
Oh,
next week and have
Yeah,
a holiday-
well, maybe that would be better. Then we'll have our COA meeting on the 4th. Yeah.
Okay. Jim,
See.
this is put on for the ninth.
The way we moved up to the fourth.
Yep.
That's
And I'm
the
gonna
day I
put
have to
Peg.
keep it.
Oh, yeah, that's a long ride. So the minstrels will either be the 12th or the 19th, but you're trying to push them to the night.
Put them on the 12th. We're
No.
doing the.
Yeah.
holiday.
Right. Right.
It was the
So
19th.
you're gonna do the 19th for the minstrels? Okay,
It's gonna need a really good room for, we don't know what we'll do for a meal then, but we'll do that, or maybe we don't do a big meal, I don't know. No, maybe we don't do a big meal, because we'll do a meal again in November.
yeah.
It's closer to the holidays, keep it simple, we can have some,
They like those wraps that Jake got, didn't they?
yeah, what we could do, finger sandwiches or something sweets, we could do. You don't have to do it in the morning too, we could do it at 1 in the afternoon. We could do dessert. So I think we have time.
The minstrels, when the minstrels put them
Yeah.
on the 19th.
And the 19th is a Thursday, right? Thursday. Yeah.
This was wrong.
The,
Mhm.
we have 15 singers signed up this year.
I know.
And then the 3 musicians, so that that's 18 people that are
So
participating.
that's like half the room.
Yeah,
Nice.
That is half the.
I hope all those singers that signed up will, we did have 5 absent the other day, but they had,
Those things happen.
somebody had a medical appointment, somebody
Had
had.
for lunch. then.
Nobody.
It's only supposed to have 30 people. That's, 10 people can watch you 15 people play. Wow. That's pretty sad.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's 2 things, so that zero meeting, the holiday luncheon, the festivals, I think last year, we could have done something every single week, and it's just, it's a
it's
lot.
exhausting.
It's a lot. All right, so Christmas falls on a Wednesday, and, New Year's falls on a Wednesday, and so the friends, I don't know what you call it, friends, there's. New Year's Eve, the New Year's Eve party is gonna be on New Year's this year.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, so, and then we're gonna be closed the next day, closed on Christmas Day. I wanted to ask you about possibility of being closed the day after Christmas. It's kind of hard to kind of, shift gears and open up just for one day. But then the same thing would be true after New Year's Day, I don't know. You can look at that and see what you think.
Oh, you mean, close that Thursday and Friday too?
Well,
Well, they're already closed on Friday.
Well, by appointment, yeah, they can come by appointment on Friday.
Mhm.
So would you,
but I might, I think I'm gonna be taking a vacation. I've got a lot of vacation. So
yeah,
that's a good, the
Right.
newsletter will already be done for 2 months.
yeah,
So
it's okay with me. I have no objection.
But, if you see what 1 week you want to do next, or not, or what do you thought,
I think closed.
both of them?
Yeah.
Does that
I mean,
mean,
most people aren't gonna come. Most people are just relaxing after their holiday, right?
one thing I worry about is the people that don't come. But you'll, most likely on the 24th, we'll probably have, data, it's not, they don't know, but, they might want to do the 19th, actually, that's not a big deal.
That's the minstrels day.
But if they do it in the morning, say we have something, we do a nice stuff, chicken breast, it's nice, stuffing, squash, things like that, it could be a nice meal that's already, prepared, and, we just need more people to help serve. Depending upon when Tri-Valley is going to have their holiday, it's a tough, it's usually, as I said, the Thursday before, sometimes the Tuesday before, so. I may check out the Tri-Valley to see if they've looked that far ahead. So I guess we can wait till our next meeting if you want to say for sure, do you want to be closed the day after Christmas, the day after New Year? That would be just 2 weeks and just 2 days.
Mm.
Oh,
Then we have things like, but I, with our volunteers, we can do things like that. They do, they can do with people that are in need. But then, it's not even for a bunch of them. Yeah, I should.
Get volunteers if you have.
See, Janet, I know Janet does a big holiday. Probably appreciate the day after. But a quiet. All right, we can revisit that next month. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I think so then, yeah.
I'm okay with that. But so we're gonna do the COA meeting on December 4th.
Yes,
We're gonna do this COA, we follow the COA holiday meal, which is
the 11th.
on the 11th. And then do the minstrels on the 19th.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And the New Year's Eve party
On
on
the 31st.
December 31st.
yeah, so we can keep. holiday. When is, oh, when it's Hanukkah this year.
It's that day after Christmas,
Oh, my gosh.
26th. First day of Hanukkah. It's like 9 days, 8 days.
Is it finished on the following Thursday or following Wednesday?
I don't have next year's calendar. It doesn't go that far for me. She's asking Hanukkah, like, see, this says Hanukkah.
Right.
So she's saying, when does it end? Like, is it the 8th day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have another calendar.
It's Thursday the 2nd.
Second. And, I think,
Yeah, me too.
so that you all know, we do have the flu shot clinic. It's going to be happening again. Their DNA is working on getting us the senior dose next year. Why, happen sooner, I don't know, but, but for this year, we just want to kind of stay in the queue, offer it. It's going to be the regular dose.
Is there a date?
Yes, it is October, it's the first Wednesday of October. It's kind of like that. October 2nd. It's a lot of choices. And then they're also doing another flu shot for this, I don't know, that's me. So we're having the flu shot. We are having that program. November 8th, where the minstrels will be performing. We've got a fall prevention program starting soon, starting soon. Rheology starting soon. We've got a lot of, it's kind of like welcome back, to school. We've got a lot to come up. So hopefully everybody can get into something.
We would like to also discuss the basket for
Yeah.
country.
I have that as, yeah, I was going to just talk about that in open forum. Pardon me? Oh, yeah, that's right. We also have to have the election of officers too. And we usually go into
That's right after.
closed sessions. Okay, anyway, yeah, Amy mentioned to me that, the COA usually does a gift basket. And, yeah, and I think we contribute $10 a piece. Is that what we do? Does anybody have a theme that they would be interested in?
We've been doing.
We do restaurant ones, okay?
You know what?
Yeah.
Scratched it.
And no one else does that one, so we're unique doing that, yeah.
Okay, so there's 7 of us on the COA? 8?
And oftentimes, Janet might want to. So
Okay.
I think whatever money, and I don't want to collect it, whatever money we collect, whether it's, $80, $100, whatever. Then we
Yeah.
figure out, Diane and I usually talk about what restaurants we want.
There's probably a basket downstairs too that you can utilize.
Somebody. We should put in a branch and tap them all over. I'm not. You don't know, you want to, but it's mom time. What have we got on mom? And then, because you can get those plastic things from the florist and each plastic.
I know
Oh,
what you
yeah.
mean, yep.
Oh, that would
Yep.
be pretty.
And then you could put plastic around it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
But
possible.
I was going to say, somebody's going to have to maintain that mum, aren't they?
You're
For-
right.
For a mum.
That you don't want to forgive me because it's gotta travel, instead of go up.
oh, that's right,
On is it the 13th?
13th for the country fair and then the 26th.
yeah. Oh,
26th.
26th.
Well, what if you put a pumpkin in? And put things in this fall, like,
Carol's really creative.
you go.
I was thinking of running to Michael's and buying fake moms.
Mhm.
Stick them in a pumpkin.
Or a big pumpkin.
Carol, would you, you guys?
See what we can do.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, open forum. Ann, do you have anything in open forum?
No, I don't think so.
I have nothing.
I have nothing, but I just happened to think, didn't we postpone our quote training session that we were supposed to have last spring to this year sometime? We didn't have that,
That's not a given.
I know.
But, yeah. You know what, Earl, there's so many things going on.
I know.
It's-
That's why I was thinking if you wanted to get a
It's
date.
true, you know, like, they have enough time in the day to do,
We're at meetings every day.
but you know what, how about in January, we put our nice lunch, and we'll do our training then.
Yeah, it's a slower time, probably, yeah.
The last few meters we've been doing January.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah,
Thought I'd bring it.
that's good.
But we didn't do it this year?
No,
No, we were just too busy.
too busy. Okay, we
I
postponed.
don't know.
Carl, anything in open forum?
I guess, not at the moment.
Yes, just skip you two ladies. Nothing, nothing?
Something in our next meeting or two, we look at. Sure, budget, next week budget.
Oh, my God.
I'll go back to
So that will be working on November.
future budgets.
November. I'd just like to. People think about. And if we're fortunate that we're building. Our budget never grows, which is good. Also, that.
Yeah.
We need to
We'll
think
need more
about-
manpower.
Everybody needs to put in.
You're thinking about the opposite side, not the.
Oh, potentially manpower.
Yeah.
I just think we should all think about that. It's great that we've done on the system.
But you know what, I wanted to, because I'd like to say something to the chief. The chief has basically criticized, and I take it personally, that we haven't, when we do our budget, we are in compliance with what we're being asked to do by the FinCom, the select board. When they say we have to be level funded, we have to be level services, we've been in compliance, so. You know, and maybe if the police decide to go above and beyond that, because they feel that they can, but.
I understand, but I think, the situation you don't have. That operating is not public. I'm sure we. And get a game, you want to.
Yeah,
Reduce your service delivery.
And I think we've been doing past, but for the personnel side of it.
yeah, but
Those are unfortunately got.
we show a need, I mean, but we give reasons why we need the extra, the extra hours for,
It's okay, it's not good enough.
right.
Let's really think about how to get there. Reinflation. It's operational. Maybe we join another department.
Well, I think the highway department has already posted things about the hourly rate they're getting compared to other towns around. I don't know if anybody saw that.
I read that.
I could say this.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. So I think you're gonna see like a wave of that happening. So we might as well be part of that wave.
Yeah, part of it, not, that doesn't mean we're gonna get it,
No, I know.
but it should be aware, you should be aware of it. There's impact. Saying go raise those taxes, maybe for has years. It's funded by. That's what's mentioned about it.
Yeah, let's wait till after, hopefully this passes and get our building.
It's overlooked. There have been things that the Friends have funded for a long time, things like the copier maintenance contract, and that's something that we started to take over. I think it was probably during the pandemic, before or during the pandemic, and we made space in our budget for it. Our budget, because that contract services that's done, that's something that's done. So it's like little things that, again, Friends have been so generous.
Yes, they are.
But it's, and that was established that when they paid that, started paying that, that was probably like 16 years ago. And then, but we were able to start taking it over, and it doesn't make any sense to give it back to them, but then there's gonna be something else with it.
I think that's what I agree with that. I was looking at the operation. Not the original. Senior center, not the police station. That's the only one that's all I would put. All IT, department of computers. That should be something that we plan for. Future, we get refreshed.
If we do that, we have a contract with one studio, World Band, so that every year. But we're still using, we're using some of, my computer is probably like 2 years old. And my laptop, my desktop is a little bit newer, 230 times.
So that we're operating basically as a separate entity. I hear what Phil is saying.
Well, it's like, we all wonder why are we paying our own electricity? Because there are other departments that fall under the town hall, like I think the highway department, I think the town hall pays their.
And I think we're the only building that doesn't use the same cleaning service.
Cleaning service?
We don't have one. We use the janitor. We use, the bus drivers.
Yes.
right?
That's the point.
But you're not cleaning the town hall.
The station.
But the town hall has cleaners.
$5 a night, so it's $90 a week. $360 a month.
That's the point I think we need to start to bring up, not only for us. That should come under one big umbrella.
Well, especially if it's a community center. It's not just a senior center, it's a community center, you know, so.
And that, some of them are bigger.
Right.
So I will definitely have you look.
I want to get us to start to think about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right. But if we-
For years, it's been,
It took, what, 5 years, my job, when I started here, was 35 hours. It took you guys 5 years
Yeah.
asking.
5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I
to
think-
get me
yeah.
5, get me up to 40 hours, because I was working 40.
Right.
You were, you
Yeah.
were still.
And it was probably gonna take that long to get extra hours for the admin assistant. But you know, the thing, if we're lucky enough to get the new building, I shouldn't say up, when, when we get,
But I don't think.
they're
we
gonna
should-
have to consider some of this. I mean, you can't expect us to operate on the same little
I know.
minuscule budget.
I was just gonna say, but I don't think we should push the town and ask for these kinds of things until we get the approval for the building.
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
We don't want to.
We don't want to keep going to the well.
The
Yeah.
budget process.
Right.
Okay, that's what. I-
We'll table that.
I mean, internally, we build a budget. Whatever happens, senior center would happen.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah, I don't want.
Yeah, we wouldn't ask yet, but
No.
but you're saying start looking
Yeah.
into it on our own. Yeah.
Start asking questions.
But they're operations. They're call center, but so it's not just personnel.
I mean, think of all the things we pay for us over the years. We had a bee infestation several years ago in the ladies' room up and we had to pay for that. Remember, you submitted the bill and they sent it back and said, you people have to pay for it yourselves. Right. And then the eaves, we were getting ice buildup by the garage and was it your son or somebody on your side, Carol? Something to do with the eaves, putting new, yeah, to help out with the eaves. So,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I hear what is being said, that for so many years, it's been like an individual entity in the town.
Yeah.
And it's now going forward.
Mhm.
But the library is in a similar boat of it.
Yeah, library and senior.
Hmm.
The other department.
And that might be because the town
Oh,
feels that because the library and the senior center have friends that come up with money.
Right. That's a good point.
Have
What
one.
about It's about $200.
And then others in the friends of the library.
Even though we have a budget, they say 5%. Other things here and there, you know, it's like, they'll help out here and help out
And a
there.
lot of volunteer work too, that doesn't have to involve
Okay.
money.
I just have,
Oh, okay. I was gonna, go ahead.
this one, I'm sorry, I missed, so I did a little, research about the mailing process that she was talking about, and I got her back from my person with the United States Postal Service. She's talking about a direct, we call it EDDM, it's direct mail into people's homes, has no name or addresses on it, where I didn't realize it is actually part of the bulk mail service, which I was mentioning the other day, I didn't know if we could look into the Friends bulk mailing, and it sounds like it is part of the postal bulk mailing service, so whatever information Alana has, or Lena, excuse me, has, is probably correct. So that was one thing, and then the other thing I just wanted to bring to your attention is, so for the flyers that we were talking about for the food pantry, I've got a deadline of September 23rd to get that
Okay.
list to the printer,
Okay.
and then they're gonna deliver.
Oh, what was the, right, by the time I found the spot, now I forgot.
You and I.
Food pantry deadline was September
23rd.
3rd. Yeah.
To the printer. Okay. Price is $225. Inserts, that's single-sided black on color. Okay, and then the cost for the insertion into the newspaper is $135. So that's total is $360. And it's the savings of not quite $100. I think nobody's in the new system. I would, yeah. I would think so. So that would be another 360. So that's coming up fast. She also did give me, I didn't know exactly what Elena was talking about in terms of the card, but he said pricing for a single-sided, talking about single-sided colors, $350, and a double-sided would be $560. Then they'll cost the paper. She's not talking about paper.
No, she's talking about like a postcard.
But again, I didn't have her, dimensions and things like that, but it's.
Well, she will be there around at the center on Friday morning at 10:30, and you'll be too.
We wrote postcards one, remember one time?
These are gonna have no names on them. It's gonna just say resident.
Oh.
It's gonna save time writing, no special messages, just bulk mailing to every household.
And it's
Elena is in charge of that.
tell about the open forum informational meetings or?
I don't know what, Elena's in charge of that.
Oh, that's right. It's.
For those informational meetings, yeah.
But those you can do anytime. You're not beholden to this. I went to this the 23rd for that card. This is just for insertion for the October. Or just paper. Well, that's what. It's the 23rd for the insertion. It's the 25th for any text that goes to the paper. Because
Are we gonna use the what ifs? Is that what we're using?
I'd like to, but then I'm gonna figure out where Monday's coming from. That's gonna be, that would be a $360.
Oh, I didn't mean as an insert. I meant just
Oh,
to put it in the paper.
that actually.
Can we move on a little bit? All right, so the next meeting is October 9th. I'd like someone to make a motion for adjournment, and then we go into executive session, and we'll say goodbye to you then. And thank you for coming. And October 9th will be our next meeting. Earl will chair it. And motion for adjournment,
Make a motion that we adjourn.
and second by, and all in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll go into executive session on, we have to have an election of officers. 2 minutes of-
11:55.
Ted, I was gonna ask about our transportation, the last meeting that we had. There was some question. Riders, everything is
I think everything,
going well in terms of the behavior. Yeah, everything's going well.
That's good.
Oh, that's, oh, good, that's good.
Amy, you can handle the election of officers. I'm sorry, what?
Executive session.
Yes, we need to close that. Good catch, Phil.
That.
That also. That's good.